Dr. Disrespect has teamed up with Robert 402 Bowling and Quinn DeHoyo to create a new game development company, Mr. Black, called Midnight Society, and are actively recruiting now and plan to put a large emphasis on community involvement with development. It's time to put on your Miss Cleo hat, Mr. Black. The first game, probably 4 years from now, that comes out of Midnight Society. Is it a hit or is it a miss? Dr. Disrespect back.
I think it's a miss.
Okay.
I think it's a miss. I mean, the Midnight Society, I haven't heard that name since Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. Then when I read it, I was like, are you sure you want to name your video game company that? But all right, yeah.
Listen, man, I'm rooting for Dr. Disrespect. I like him. I hope it's a big success. He's had some experience with this stuff before, from what I've heard. So
yeah, he was a level designer in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, I think so.
Yeah, so I mean, the guy isn't like incompetent by any means. He's a smart dude. He's a smart business guy. He understands the game. He's got a lot of people behind him, content creator wise, that'll push this for sure. I just don't. You know what? I'm going to change my opinion.
Okay.
I think if he does it right, and he doesn't do too much community-driven input, just enough, and he just goes with his vision and his team's vision and does it, and then gets input and then kind of tweaks. But if he's got all of his friends and stuff, I think it'll become a convoluted fuck show. But I think if he stays true, I think it can succeed. I think all of the odds are against him, but all the odds were against him in his streaming career and everything else. So who am I to say that he can't do it? So I'm changing my opinion. I'm rooting for him. I'll play his game. I'll support it, whether it's bad or good. I'll buy it. I'll do my part. I'll show it to my community. But all of his back's going to be against the wall, man. Every publication, all this stuff, man. It's going to be a lot of people out there that are going to be like, hey, you can't do this. You can't. And they're going to be looking for every little thing. So his back is against the wall. But I think if there's somebody that can do it, I think Guy gets it done.
Man, the amount of scrutiny this game is going to be under because he's the one frontlining it is going to be unimaginable, right? Like, everyone's going to be fine-tooth combing the shit. Because, in character or not, he basically just talks shit about the games that he plays all the fucking time, right? And what I would try to think of was, like, what kind of game is he going to make? Because there are very few aspects of any of the games I've seen him play where he praises them. Like, he'll praise them, like, occasionally, but I don't even know what the game is gonna look like at this point. And like you, I'm a little skeptical about the community involvement. I think that having community feedback and open channels is something that more developers have been doing more recently, and is certainly, it's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you do get better and more frequent feedback, and on the other hand, you open yourself up to, the rigors of a bunch of sweaty neckbeard fucks that are likely just going to send you death threats instead of any useful information about your game. So, man, I don't know. I say I feel like this is a coin flip for me. Honestly, I think this is a 50-50 shot entirely based on who he can recruit. Because right now, the team is 3 guys that have very limited experience amongst them in actually creating a video game. They need a lot more. They need like 3 other big names before I go, okay, now this has got some legs. Now you can convert this into something. But the fact that we've got the list of names that we do right now, it's not inspiring a hell of a lot of confidence. So I think this is a coin flip. It's a cop-out. If I had to push it so it wasn't a coin flip, I'd say it's a 60-40 split between failure and success. I think there's a greater chance this fails than succeeds.
Me too.
But I don't think it's as large of a gap as some people might imagine, because for the reasons you mentioned as well, he has been involved in video game development before. He at least has a semblance of an idea of what it takes to actually create a video game, at least from a level design perspective, and be involved in that and know what that kind of environment is like. And he's played enough games, and he's I think some of it is he's got a bit of an idea that because of how his audience has reacted to the games that he's been playing and whatnot, that he has an idea of what people want in a game. And I think the scariest thing about making video games is that so many times developers think that they know what everyone wants, they put it out, and nobody gives a fuck about your game. And then the stuff that you wouldn't think in a million years is going to take off, takes off. So I say it's a 60-40 failure success rate split, and we'll definitely keep tabs on the Midnight Society burning the midnight oil, trying to make their first game. And I don't know what it's going to be. Like, is it a BR? Is it just multiplayer? Is it an arena shooter, or is it BR?
I will find out. And that will also determine the likelihood of success. So
yes.
We'll see, what they announce.